I've even heard people say, well, I can make a sex slave out of anybody within 72 hours.
It's been called a humanitarian crisis of global proportions. But it's closer to home than you think. More than 17,000 people are enslaved in the sex trade every year in the U.S., and this number is growing. Internet sites make advertising a click away for traffickers, and the U.S. Attorney General now considers the sex trade a billion-dollar enterprise with a reusable product. Mark Woodward, spokesman for the Oklahoma Bureau of Narcotics, said now cartels are getting involved.
While it's hard to put a number on it, we've been told that the cartels are most likely making more money trafficking humans than they are trafficking narcotics across the United States, and that's very, very alarming.
And social media makes finding customers an easy job.
I think we've seen an increase in the availability of human trafficking as a commercial market because of social networking. They'll use these highway systems.
A market always on the move, using the highway system to transport trafficking victims. Interstate 35 and 40 are the primary ports of trafficking from Mexico, putting Oklahoma in the crossroads of this illegal empire.
A lot of these groups that are trafficking humans, trafficking weapons, will use Oklahoma as a base of operations.
Bringing the sex trade right to our front doors. Heather Habcott, president of the International Justice Mission chapter at Oklahoma City University, said most people don't realize this happens here.
It happens in Oklahoma, and that is since I've grown up in Oklahoma and never known about it, that really hit home with me.
At places like Robinson Street, where 40 people were busted for prostitution. And in Bethany, where police reported finding the body of Karina Saunders, a sex trade victim, found behind a local grocery store in 2011. Her murder was a message.
The trafficker said it was a sign and a warning to other victims that if you run, this is what will happen to you.
It's not out in the open. Businesses along the street can often act as fronts for the sex trade. And online ads can hide a different meaning. But with the right questions, investigators can shut down these illegal operations.
And they're not the only ones fighting back. The Oath Coalition of Oklahoma is using their She's Just 13 campaign to fight trafficking. And a recent Oklahoma House bill defines human trafficking and the actions that make it illegal. Many Oklahoma House members support this legislation and say people need to be educated on the issue.
Make the young people aware, the parents aware, the schools aware, and try to educate them so that we don't have as many victims.
And bring this injustice out of the shadows. For News on the Twos, I'm Rachel Morse.